Woke up this morning, turned my TV on, and everything I see is everything that's wrong. And I'm like, hold up, they talking about me? Got enough to worry about without thinking about this. I've been black girl magic, 20 years I've been at it. I'm over you, I got nothing to prove. Or maybe I do. Hollywood sexist and racist, and still we smile through all of it. You'd be surprised what we deal with, the way we show up and kill shit. I love my brown skin so much, I did not learn that from Wakanda. So F what you thought, love me or not, I'll never stop. So today, I will walk in my power, and today will be my finest hour. No more coulda, shoulda, woulda, no more coulda, shoulda, woulda. I live for me, I can't live for you. I have a dream, and I do believe. Hey Angelica, hey everybody, I am India Arie. I'm a professional, multi-Grammy Award winning singer-songwriter, for those of you who don't know who I am. And Angelica and I have been friends. We actually met at a concert. She was in the audience at my concert and she was glowing. And so I looked at her and I said, what song do you want to hear? And I've been tracking her over the years ever since, and she's been tracking me. And so today, as she's doing this Share the Mic with Hilary Swank, she asked me yesterday if I wanted to say anything. And here's what I want to say. What I know is that at this moment, the main issue on everybody's mind is the brutality of policing and the fact that we are still living a master-slave relationship with law enforcement. So when people ask, are all police officers bad? No. Is the institution of policing bad? Yes, hands down. And so there are people saying, okay, so we're talking about policing, focus. We don't want to hear about the rest of this. And this is why I think it's important, the conversation that Angelica is having about Black trans lives. Because here's what we know about how life works. Angelica's been talking about it all day with her guest. White supremacy means that it's made for white, heterosexual, Christian men. The further you get away from that, the less access you have to things in this world. We're talking about privilege, but also what we're talking about is vulnerability. And so the lower you are on that white supremacy scale of privilege, the higher you are on that scale of vulnerability. Vulnerable to all kinds of violence, all kinds of lack of rights, all kinds of lack of acknowledgement, all kinds of lack of acknowledgement of your humanity. And when someone sees you as less than human, it gives them a reason to treat you as less than human. And that's why I respect all this work that Angelica's doing. It's all Black lives matter. All Black lives matter. And so here's what I want to say. When Angelica asked me if I wanted to do this, I had to think long and hard, because I was taught that there are certain things about my Black woman experience that I shouldn't complain about. And so this is not a complaint. This is a moment where I want to speak from a place of wisdom so that you can understand, because here's what I know. Everyone has a wound around race. And so all of us are triggered right now. And inside of being triggered, it's not humane to say, okay, we know you're triggered, but we're not going to talk about your Black experience. Here's my truth. The other day, I got triggered to the point that I laid in bed in the middle of the afternoon and was like, my body feels away. What is this that I'm wanting? Oh, I want to lay down. I don't lay down. I don't nap. I work. I'm a worker. And so for me to go and lay down was big. And I was triggered because they did that blackout thing where the music industry was supposed to take a day off to think about how it's going to address issues of race. Let me tell you what I know. The music industry is a multinational corporation, and it treats people as such. And so coming into the music industry, I had to learn that I mattered less than a white female artist. And by matter, this is a matter of dollars and cents. The white female artist is going to get more marketing dollars. She's going to be able to make more eye-catching videos. She's going to be able to have access to different magazine covers and different types of big stories and things that I don't get. And inside of that, the thing that makes it all so much more maddening is that Black culture, hip-hop culture, is the culture of this world. We are the culture of this world. We sell the most albums, we make the most cultural impact, but we get the less dollars. And so, now let me get a little bit more specific about my own experience. There's a certain vocal style that Black women originate. That is considered just good singing now. And so when you have a white girl who grew up on your music, has your aesthetic, loves you, sings like you, wanted to be like you when she was growing up, she comes into the music industry, she's now making more money off of your aesthetic than you make. And here's where the allyship matters. This is what I'm loving about this share the mic moment. Because the music industry needs one of these too. Because there are all these very successful non-Black female artists who grew up wanting to sing like any of your favorite Black women. But when they do it, it's much more marketable. It's almost like Black women are expected to be great. And then when a white girl does it, it's, ooh, fascinating. There are some of these young white artists who say that I'm their favorite singer. And I love it because I had 3 things that I wanted to do. I wanted to change the trajectory of my family's financial status. I wanted to make music that would be a part of people's lives, and I wanted to inspire the next generation. And so when a young white girl comes to me and says, you are my favorite singer, I love it. But now that you have 180 million followers, when Brandy or I put an album out, you should know, I'm telling you now, how much power you have in just the flick of your finger. When our albums come out, post it. Tell your following, I love this music, go check it out. Because the music industry doesn't support us the way they support you. We don't get to fly private. We don't get to be on Rolling Stone. I'm not saying that no Black female artists do. I'm saying one here and there. There's like room for one big Black female artist. You don't ever see a year when there's like multiple Black women doing different types of genres of music. Black women are still trying to break through in country music. And it's just because they're Black. It's not because the music is not good, it's because they're Black. And so if you're a white country artist and you know there's a Black singer and you like her music, you have 100, 200 million followers, give her a little Instagram, put her album cover up there, put her New York Times article up on your page so people can know that you like her. They can go check her out. You have more power in your finger than these labels are ever going to give your favorite singer. And so I understand that for a lot of people, this is the smaller conversation because for, it's not life or death. I'm not dying because somebody put their knee on my neck. But for me, from an internal perspective, this is about the death of your spirit and your livelihood. Because when I think about all the things I want to achieve for my family and how hard I have to work to get paid 1/3 of what a white artist would be paid, we want to be paid our fair share for what it is that we offer, for what it is that we work for what it is that we do. We want generational wealth too, just like these white people who run the music industry are making off of our backs, our creativity. We want that same thing. That's not an odd thing to want. To be paid as much as someone else gets paid off of your work. It's hard to be soft enough to make music that you feel is going to heal your people and to be strong enough to stand up to all the racism and the sexism and the bullshit that comes along with this. And it's not a privilege to be in the music industry. It's the only vehicle there is. And so I'm not trying to say that forget what I'm not trying to say. What I am saying is that every black person has a wound around race. And this is only one of mine. But if the music industry is going to be blacking out their screens and talking about they're going to take a day to look at how they're going to support Black Lives Matter, you need to confront and rectify your 100+ year history of racism. Or don't even fucking say Black Lives Matter, because you know, to you, they don't. Lastly, what I want to say is, I know for a lot of people, music is just entertainment. You know, you get in your car, you turn it on, and it pours out of the radio like nothing. I know. But for those of us for whom music is our life, our spiritual work, our livelihood, our offering, what our souls came to this planet to do, we want to continue to be able to be protected enough that we can make the music. Because I can't tell you how many times I've quit. Not wanted to quit, I have quit. But the music always calls me back. The power of the music always calls me back. But I'm right on the edge at this point of getting ready to do other things with my life, because I'm not sure that the music is where I best serve humanity at this point. I've made 8 albums to spread a message of the elevated vision of love. I've done it unwaveringly over 8 albums while being paid less, while combating sexism and racism, while being on airplanes and stress and different illnesses because of the stress. I still make the beautiful music. And all I want is to be fairly compensated. And the other thing I want is to be seen. You all need to know that this is how it is. And so to all those young non-black artists who say you grew up on my music, put my album cover up on your Instagram one day. It would mean way more to me than you know. And so I love this share the mic moment. I'm happy to be a part of it. And I think the music industry needs a pass the mic moment. We need it. This is my first time ever really saying all this out loud, so I hope I conveyed it properly. But this will not be the last time. These are the things I want you to know. So, speaking up. I think this is a perfect time for a closing affirmation. I say this affirmation for myself and for everyone listening. For those of us who live in a world that make us vulnerable to the darker side of humanity, may we know that we carry a light that may not always be easy to shine, but we can do it. And we do it because we were born to do it. And in this time of a spiritual war, where the darkness is coming to challenge the light, we need to shine our lights even brighter than we ever did. And so I stand with you now in affirming our strength, our courage, our wisdom, and our ability to now be the agents of change that this world has trained us to be. Don't be disheartened. If you need to take a nap, take a nap. And then get back up and continue to do your work. Whatever that is. And may we all understand that as an interconnected humanity, if we all lend a hand to each other, we can all rise. And as our beloved great-grandmother ancestor Maya Angelou said, and still I rise. May we still and always rise. So, love to you, Angelica. Love to you, Hillary Swank. Love to you, everybody. Peace.